Good evening, friends. Thank you for joining me as usual every evening to follow what's happening in India and abroad. Thank you for sending me your useful comments and suggestions. If you believe in this channel, do share it with your friends and spread the message. Our only mission is to bring you the truth and both sides of the story. Thank you for your support. Today, we were supposed to have been joined by Kajal. So I'm just adding her. She said she had some other program. So I'll just add her and so she can, yeah. Welcome, Kajal.
Yeah, hi Meena ji, how are you?
Fine, fine. Kajal, so I think you will not be able to join us tonight.
या मीना जी एक्चुअली एकदम दिमाग से ही निकल गया और हर रोज मतलब मेरे अलग अलग जगह प्रवास रहते हैं क्योंकि आप जानते हो मैं लव जिहाद और लैंड जिहाद पे ग्राउंड पे काम करती हूँ और एक बहुत बड़ा जमीन जिहाद का जो कि एक हमारे हेरिटेज धार्मिक स्थल पर हुआ है और उसी की विजिट के लिए मैं आई हूँ
अच्छा,
सभी हमारे सीनियर्स के साथ। तो अभी आपका एकदम से कॉल आया और सीरियसली मैं मतलब एक होटल में आई जस्ट थोड़ा सा चाय नाश्ता करने के लिए। तो अब उसी होटल वाले से रिक्वेस्ट करके उसकी एक ऑफिस में मैंने कहा मुझे अपना वाईफाई यूज करने को दो सो दैट मैं एटलीस्ट 5-10 मिनट के लिए ही सही आपसे जुड़ पाऊँ।
हाँ, तो मैं एक काम करूंगी काजल जी. See, what I'll do is I will speak about these cases, okay? And then when you are free, you can join us and we will discuss it in detail. तो आज आपको मैं excuse करती हूँ.
एंड आई एम रियली 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 सॉरी मीना जी बट ये काम इतना बड़ा था कि भगवान की इच्छा ये है कि मतलब यहाँ पे आती मुझे आज बुलाया है और इस काम को अब मैं डिटेल में कुछ दिन में एक आध हफ्ते में ये सारी डिटेल आप तक और दर्शकों तक इवन
ठीक है.
पूरे भारत में हर एक हिस्से तक पहुंचाऊंगी
ठीक है.
क्योंकि जमीन जिहाद से रिलेटेड एक इतना बड़ा मुझे समझ में नहीं आता जो काम मुगल नहीं कर पाए उन्हीं मुगलों के अधूरे काम को हमारे सरकारी अधिकारी कर रहे हैं।
हाँ.
मतलब जो
हाँ.
जमीन के टुकड़े को अभी छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज की जयंती आ रही है 19 तारीख को, तो जिनका जो संघर्ष रहा और उन्होंने अपनी जमीन का हिस्सा नहीं दिया और उसके लिए संघर्ष किया, तो अब हमारे वो जो कहते हैं ना कि भेड़ की खाल में भेड़ी है, वैसे मुगलों की खाल में जो ये कुछ बिकाऊ सरकारी अधिकारी बैठ गए वो हाथ से टुकड़े लिख लिख के इनको दे रहे हैं। तो ये बहुत बड़ा षड्यंत्र है जिसको मैं बहुत जल्दी पूरे तथ्यों के साथ हम आप सभी के समक्ष रखूंगी।
ठीक है. So that's okay. So we will excuse you. Kajal, please continue with your work. And see, whatever information I have, I will share with the viewers. And then when you are free, you can explain it to us.
मीना जी, मैं ना आपसे एक रिक्वेस्ट करना चाहूंगी कि जब हम नेक्स्ट आए ना, मैं आपको बताऊंगी कि मैं किस देव स्थल पे आई हूँ और क्या कितना बड़ा मुद्दा है। आप प्लीज इस पे स्पेशल एक समय निकाल के एक स्पेशल शो इसके लिए करिएगा और मैं पूरी डिटेल के साथ आपको ये प्रस्तुत करूंगी आपके चैनल पे।
ठीक है. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And good night. Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
So as you see, friends, unluckily, she's in some sort of a program where they're, talking about love jihad. So what we'll do is, just a sec, yeah. So what we will do is, let me tell you about this big issue, that exists where young girls, get into TikTok, which has been banned by India. And there have been many deaths because of this. So let us just take the first instance. So in the first instance, we are talking about a girl called, incidentally, TikTok is owned by a Chinese company called ByteDance. Okay. So what is strange here is that, I don't know why there are so many deaths. It is happening all over the world. It's not only in India, but it's happening all over the world. So I just wanted to talk about the first case. So let me just get the image of this young girl, this young, beautiful girl who, was found dead. So let me just add her. Yeah, okay. So we just talk about this young girl. So when TikTok star Siya Kakkar, a vibrant and talented 16-year-old girl, committed suicide at her home in New Delhi on June 25th, The tragedy shocked India, and many were wondering what made her take such a drastic step. Kakkar was known for her posting many of her dance videos, often which were set to popular Hindi and Punjabi tracks. She was a talented dancer, and her TikToks garnered millions of views. So let's just look at some of her images. I mean, her innocence comes across so, sadly. I mean, what a waste of life. So these are just some of her images that you see. She died in 2020, June 25. Look at her, you know, and the number of followers that she had. So going back to her case, I'll just repeat it. The 16-year-old committed suicide at her home in New Delhi on June 25th. The tragedy has shocked India, and many are wondering what made her take such a drastic step. Kakkar was known for posting dance videos, often set to popular Hindi and Punjabi tracks. She was a talented dancer, and her TikToks garnered millions of views. The Delhi police reportedly seized her cell phone. However, according to media, the police were unable to unlock the device and would take the help of family members to get into it and explore her call records and other details. So that was not possible for the police. The police say they wanted to question her friends and schoolmates regarding the incident. A post-mortem was also done. Siya died by suicide at her residence in New Delhi at around 9 p.m. on June 25th. She lived with her family. Her family was in shock and had requested privacy. No suicide note was recovered, the deputy commissioner of police told media. Reports said that Kakkar had been staying home due to the current COVID-19 lockdown in India and had been feeling depressed for a couple of days prior to her death. With over 1.1 million fans on the video sharing app, Kakkar was a popular face on TikTok. She was very active on the social media channels and would regularly post dance videos on her account. In the last TikTok video, she posted the teen can be seen. The scene that can be seen is she was on the rooftop, mouthing the words to a phrase said in the Bollywood song "Chand Sifarish" from the movie 2006 movie Fana. Her manager Arjun Sarin reportedly said she seemed fine until the evening before her death. Kakkar had posted a dance video on the evening of June 24th. Now, here, friends, what I'd like to sort of I don't know, what strikes me is that this young girl had a manager. I mean, I don't understand why you would have a manager to manage all these small TikTok videos. So I don't know if there is a pattern. If we dig deep into it, and I'm sure Kajal will join us next time and try to clarify this, because she said that there is some sort of mystery to not only this but also Instagram deaths. So there are deaths, of young girls. So, just a second. Yeah. So another case that I'd like to tell you about is what happened to Shweta. Shweta's students' suicide reveals a dangerous use on Instagram. Now, see, it's not only TikTok. The circumstances reveal a case of insecurity and anxiety of a relationship and the dangerous use of social media that could lead to death, the police said. Now, see, friends, I would like to say that I hardly believe what the police say because we have seen the way Bombay police has functioned. So I wouldn't go by what the police says. Anyway, let us just follow this case. Shweta and her family were at home watching TV on the night of June 6, 2021, when her family members began to wind down and go to bed. Shweta was looking at her phone and remained in the living room with her grandmother, while everyone else went to sleep. Later that night, at approximately 11:30, her grandmother, who had fallen asleep in front of the TV, woke up to find that Shweta wasn't there anymore. Panicked, the rest of the family was woken up and they searched for Shweta. But it was too late. The young woman who was last seen alive at around 10:30 p.m. was found dead at 3:30 a.m. A detailed investigation led the police to believe that Shweta's death was a case of suicide. But the circumstances reveal a case of insecurity and anxiety over relationships and the dangerous use of social media that could have led to the death, police said. Shweta was a third year BCom student in Tamil Nadu's Chengalpattu, and she was reportedly in a relationship with Aditya. The name has been changed, who also studied at her college, but the couple didn't have it easy. After Shweta's death, police found several fake social media accounts that posted images of the couple and had handles like Shweta Aditya Love. The handles were also harassing Shweta and Aditya through direct messages. Aditya, the police later learned, belonged to scheduled caste community, while Shweta and her family belonged to a most backward class, which is the MBC community. The investigation led by ADSP Adarsh found that the family did not approve of their relationship. We were apprehensive that it may have something to do with caste. It is not usual for families to accept such relationships. First, we had to decide whether the family had anything to do with Shweta's death. ADSP Adarsh Pachera told the media. The police began to suspect that Shweta's brother Sumant, again the name has been changed here, may have created the fake Instagram accounts to harass Shweta and Aditya, which may have eventually led Shweta to take her own life. Police believe that Shweta's death had something to do with the fake profiles. Maybe her image was being tarnished in front of all her college mates. So we need to find out who created these fake profiles. An official request was sent to Instagram to ascertain details of the profile. According to the data, some of the fake accounts were registered using phone numbers of Shweta's family members. Additionally, the fake profiles used the same IP address as Shweta's own Instagram account. We thought that someone must have been using her phone, her internet connection, or someone who had access to family members' phone numbers must be behind the accounts, the ADSP told TNM. They also quickly ruled out the possibility that her phone had been hacked. Hacking is difficult. We were not dealing with people who have a history of cybercrime or are technically savvy, he said. With these new findings, police zeroed in on Shweta's brother, Sumant, as a suspect. Maybe he knew her phone's password and would use the device when she stepped out or wasn't paying attention. These moments could have given him time to create the fake Instagram profile and send harassing messages to his sister and her boyfriend, they speculated. The fake profiles shared an IP address with Shweta's own account. Police questioned Sumant and found that he would regularly use the hotspot connection from her phone, as a house did not have a Wi-Fi. However, on June 6th, the day of Shweta's death, she had received messages from one of the fake profiles between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. Sumant, however, had an airtight alibi, as he was seen by several people playing football at the Chengalpattu Medical College grounds at that time. So the police had to rule out all the suspects behind the fake profiles, all except Shweta herself. Based on their investigation, it became clear to the police that no one other than Shweta could have created the fake profiles. But why would the woman go to these lengths to send harassing messages to herself and her boyfriend? That's when Kirti, another young woman, became a part of the investigation. A college mate of the couple, police learned that she and Aditya had developed a close relationship. He was drifting away from Shweta, he was leaving her, Panchera said, adding that this may have given rise to feelings of insecurity in Shweta. The police found that the fake social media profiles didn't start with Aditya and Shweta. Around January 2021, Shweta turned to social media to get her revenge on the burgeoning romance between Aditya and Kirti, police said. She created fake profiles targeting making abusive sexual and pornographic posts against Kirti in an attempt to publicly humiliate her, said the police. The ADSP speculated that Aditya confronted Shweta about the profiles and threatened to break up with her. That's when Shweta decided to use her social media to win Aditya back. She began to create fake profiles to post about her and Aditya's relationship in an attempt to show their peers and that their love was strong. And these accounts, based on the registered phone numbers and IP address, was also run by Shweta. The Aditya Shweta accounts never used abusive language, never had pornographic content. This was somebody who was pro Aditya Shweta, said the police. Ultimately, Shweta's death comes as social media continues to have an interesting, toxic, and outsized effect on a young girl's life. In her case, it was tragically enough to lead to her own death. It must be added that social media platforms have been revealed to have an overwhelming negative effect on people's mental health. So, here, friends, what I want to tell you, yeah, just a second. Yeah. So, what I wanted to tell you, friends, see, if you remember, we had also discussed the death of, another girl, Puja Chavan, 5 days after the suicide. You remember of the 22-year-old social media girl actress or star, Puja Chavan. The Wanavadi police received audio recording of two people allegedly connected with the case. Meanwhile, at that time, claiming the involvement of a state minister from Vidarbha, Bharatiya Janata Party took an aggressive stand on it on Thursday. Let me just give you the image of that girl. So this is Puja Chavan. And so BJP took an aggressive stand on this case, with leader of opposition, Devendra Fadnavis, and city-based leaders, BJP leaders, seeking a detailed investigation. Police, however, claimed that they have received no clues, even as the audio clips went viral. See, in this case also, friends, you remember there were audio tapes saying that this girl could have possibly been impregnated by the minister, and that she was forced to abort it. So these were all the alleged conversations happening in the audio, and perhaps the girl would have been killed. But what came across to to the public was that she had committed suicide because she had a drink or two and jumped from the top floor of her house. So it's very sad because Pooja, a resident of Bede, had come to Pune to attend a spoken English course. If you will look at her background, she was quite popular on social networks, especially TikTok. Cops said Pooja was living in Manawadi with her brother and his friend. On February 8th, she reportedly committed suicide by jumping from a building at Heaven Park Society. Manawadi police registered an accidental death case. Soon after, rumors about an involvement of the minister in a death and his link up with the deceased went wild. Pune police quashed these, saying her family has submitted a statement saying the girl died by suicide due to mental illness. So, said cops, they had no complaint from or against anyone, but when the audio clips went viral, a political free for all began over Pooja's death. Now, here we also came to know, viewers, that the parents were sort of heavily, paid by the minister to keep quiet. So this is not something new for us, friends, isn't it? I mean, everywhere here and there we hear people are bribed to keep quiet, whether it is the Nirbhaya case, because according to our news which had come after the Nirbhaya had died, was that Nirbhaya's parents were given a very lavish home, and her brother was, his education was paid for. So these are things that are very common in India. Now, in another case, about a young girl. Let me just go to that case. Uh, it is, one second, hold on. It's not only happening in India, but also places abroad. For example, Kathleen Lone, she died at the age of 90. This TikTok star died by suicide days after her final video. Now, TikTok star Kathleen Lone tragically died by suicide just days after posting a very haunting final video to her account, which had 10,000s of followers. She had taken her life at the age of 90, just days after posting this video. Now, Kathleen Lone, a farmer from Australia, had tens of thousands of followers on the social media app, thanks to her fun videos documenting her daily life working in the agricultural industry in northern Tasmania. Then, tragically, the teenager is said to have committed suicide. Her father said, "Words cannot describe our loss. She was a lovely, crazy young woman who was an invaluable member of our family." And Kathleen's mother, Rachel, said her face lit up every time she entered the room, and that she wasn't afraid to get her hands Dirty. Now, in another case, another personality, a TikTok personality. So let's just look at this lady. One second. So this is the young girl, Kathleen, who died again. She was a TikTok star in Australia. Now, another girl. This is a young girl called Desaria Schaffer, who was known as D on the video sharing platform, also died when she was 18. In a statement to People, Coroner Shane Evans with the East Baton Rouge Parish Coroner's Office confirmed that they responded to a suicide death on Tuesday for Desaria. Desaria's father, Rahim Allah, who goes by the name of Rodney Andre, also confirmed her death in a video on TikTok. I just want to thank everyone for their love and support of my daughter, he wrote beside a montage of photos together. Unfortunately, she's no longer with us and has gone to a better place. On a GoFundMe page that Allah created, he said his daughter, whom he loved referring to as his little jelly bean, died Monday and suggested that she struggled with her mental health. The teen also had thousands of followers on Instagram and YouTube and would often document her life and viral challenges on social platforms. On Monday, just one day before police responded to her death, Desaria posted a series of videos on her Instagram that were eerily titled Last Post. Following the heartbreaking news, many fans paid tribute to the TikTok personality on social media. I don't believe you're gone. Fly high, wrote one user. Now, friends, it's very strange that these things are happening, and society is looking the other way. Now, in see, a lot of the people, in a lot of the governments have been checking on what's happening. Why are people doing this? For example, in Bangalore, threatened on Instagram, a girl killed herself. Now, a 19-year-old girl threatened and harassed by her ex-boyfriend on an Instagram account allegedly committed suicide by hanging herself at a house in Tinmaya Garden. A 19-year-old girl threatened and harassed by her ex-boyfriend on her Instagram account allegedly committed suicide by hanging herself in her house in Tinmaya Garden. The ex-boyfriend has been arrested. The accused claimed to have her nude pictures and threatened to upload them on social media. When the girl requested him not to do so, he allegedly blackmailed her, demanding money in exchange. The girl sought some time to arrange for the money, but the accused continued to harass her. Depressed of the issue, she committed suicide on Sunday afternoon. We are talking about 20th March 2019. The ex-boyfriend was harassing her, in the guise of a stranger. The deceased has been identified as Kavita, a resident of Tinmaya Garden. She was pursuing her first-year degree in a private college. The accused is Vivek Gowda, alias Vivekananda, 24, a resident of RT Nagar. Kavita was found hanging by her dupatta, tied to the hook of her bedroom ceiling on Sunday around 12:30 p.m. by her family members. They immediately untied her and rushed her to the hospital, but she was declared brought dead. RT Nagar police were alerted about the incident. There was no death note left behind by Kavita. So the police had taken a case of unnatural death and were investigating. Meanwhile, the family members found her mobile phone, which she had hidden in her room. On checking the phone, family members found there were several threatening messages on her Instagram account, with a person having an account ABHI Sheikh 9294 leaving messages saying, I have nude pictures of you. I'll upload them on the social media and on internet. Kavita's family members brought all this to the notice of the police and also gave them the phone to the investigating officers. The cops swung into action and found out that it was Vivek Gowda in the guise of Abhishek on Instagram who was harassing her. An investigating officer said family members were aware of Kavita's relationship with Vivek Gowda, but the duo had developed disputes and had stopped talking to or seeing each other for the last few months. We have registered a case of abetting suicide against him. He was arrested on Tuesday and sent to jail. Now, friends, coming back to what we were discussing. See, it's very unfortunate that such things are happening. It's also a fact that, see, as parents, of teenage children, we should take care of our children, and also realize that they need to be they need to be monitored all the time. you know and it's see, I'm glad that, see, now we don't have TikTok, but then there are other forums like shorts in Facebook and other social media. So the moment they get a lot of followers, especially when they start stripping, you know the number of followers increase. And sometimes what happens is parents are not aware of it, and this happens within the closed doors of your house. And then there comes a point where perhaps the girl, or the boy, gets in contact with some devious character, who then takes them further, and then they start meeting. And that's how all these what you say, blackmailing and threats start happening. See, so if you were to look at this case, see, in Kerala, an Instagram influencer, if he can't, he fakes suicide and lands in jail. Watch the video. The 28-year-old Instagram and YouTube influencer known as Ifi Khan recorded a video of himself sitting on the railway track after being rejected by his lover and committing suicide. This is another very strange story. Irfan Khan filmed a video of himself sitting on the railway track after his lover allegedly declined his whatever he proposed. The video clip was edited in such a way that he was crushed by a train. Later, the clip went viral that grabbed the attention of the Bandra police. He was charged for violating the IPC section 336, which is endangering people's lives and oneself, and section 188, disobedience and order. Irfan was additionally charged under section 505 of the Indian Railway Act and sections 145 and 147. Reportedly, he was waiting for the outcome of his case in the court and confessed to the public. So these are things that are happening, friends. So, actually, Kajal and I were planning to discuss, what is the problem behind this, and who is doing these things. So now, see, one thing, let me also leave the line open in case any of you would like to join me as I discuss. 1 second. Yeah. So I've just left the line open. Now, here, what I'd like to say is that, see, something very important, friends, is that most of these young girls come from middle class families. And there are so many, dictates that a middle class family has. And, most of all, the parents are worried about the moral character of a girl or a boy. So when this happens, it's very important, for the girls to remain, or the boys to remain secretive. So let me just add Shashi as well. Welcome, Shashi. Yeah.
Hi, Meenaji. How are you doing? It's been a
Welcome.
while.
Welcome. Yeah. So I was just, Shashi, talking about, how if you belong to a middle class, there are so many rules that the children need to follow. Sometimes the children break through this and actually start contacting strangers through Instagram, or, TikTok is banned, but then now you have other forms of, sort of
Yeah, yeah,
communication in social media. So I don't know whether you heard of the cases that I mentioned, but
yeah, yeah.
there have been many, many deaths which have been termed as suicides. Now, we don't know whether, like, for example, Puja Chavan's was not a suicide, it was a death. And
True.
so a lot of these things are happening, Shashi, and this is sort of, scaring parents.
hmm
How
hmm
closely should they watch their children? Yeah. So please give us your opinion as well.
Yeah, see, I think Miss parenting in maybe 25, 30 years ago and today's world has changed a lot. Because at least during those days, yeah, maybe we could see that, okay, we were all from middle class families and all that, and whoever we interacted with were also from middle class as such. So, yeah, there was some kind of a trust also. People used to come home, we used to go. So that kind of a, yeah, more face to face and all that we used to happen. But
Yeah.
today, We don't know. Means maybe we'll have our kids who could have friends. Maybe not in the same, not only in the same city. It could be from some other country also, or some
Yeah.
other continent also.
Yes.
So who we don't know actually. And
Yeah.
I think a lot many things like dark web and all that has come up,
Yeah.
which I'm not at all secure about. Okay,
Yeah.
so and means at least in those days, yeah, people, his parents would, even if they used to say to their children, yeah, be careful, don't be in touch with that person or this person. At least children used to obey. But in these times, we don't know who their friends are also. So they
Yes.
might say, don't worry, means we are only in touch with these people whom we have met already. But
Yeah.
they might be in touch with so many others who,
Yeah.
yeah, we might not even know.
Yes.
So that's why I think. See, most of the time, yeah, I think all of this happens only means after the children reach a certain age. Okay,
Yes.
so
Yes.
at that point of time, I think my take is that okay, see, I think we should be become more like friends with our children at that point of time.
Yeah.
Just casually asking, yeah, how is it going? Okay, means even if they're playing games, yeah, just inquire about okay, what kind of game are you playing? And sometimes I think we should kind of ask them also because see, gaming also is a big industry these days. Okay,
Yes. Yes.
many such yeah, gaming professionals have come up, and then yeah, that has become a separate domain by itself. Okay,
Yeah.
so a lot of IT companies are also investing money to build projects and all that, or they might even build yeah products. So that kind of a thing is what we can see because of which yeah, it's become such a booming industry today.
Yeah.
So that way, I think we should try to show them the positive elements of it rather than trying
Yeah.
to say don't play games and this and that. And then, yeah, I think it's, see, means I don't think every parent can become tech savvy suddenly as such.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
I don't think they will suddenly know, okay, these kinds of websites are deep web and dark web and then surface web, all of this. Yeah, not every parent will be because, yeah, because of the kind of education and all that they might have got. And not everybody will have that mindset to even go through.
Yeah.
But,
In fact,
uh,
yeah. In
mhm,
fact, Shashi, I wanted to speak about one more case in
yeah,
Punjab.
yeah.
A
Mhm,
Punjabi teen. She was spurned by a lover, and
mhm,
the live streams by her lover, and there were live streams and the suicide on Instagram. She hung herself to death in her room late on Thursday night and
mhm,
live streamed her suicide on Instagram, he said. Now, this happened in August 2018. Okay. An
mhm,
18-year-old woman in Punjab allegedly committed suicide over betrayal by her lover and live streamed it on social media, police said. The SHO of Satnampura police station, SS Pata, said the woman, identified as Manisha from Hoshiarpur district, was living in a rented accommodation in Mansa Devi Nagar Mohalla in Phagwara. She hung herself to death in her room late on Thursday night and live streamed her suicide on Instagram, he said. A note was found in her room mentioning that she committed suicide due to unrequited love and betrayal by her boyfriend, the police said. A name Inder was mentioned in the note as her lover. The whereabouts of Inder were not mentioned, and the police are probing the matter. The woman's
mhm,
body was kept in the mortuary of Civil Hospital. Her father, an NRI, settled in France, and while
mhm.
her mother died some time back. The SHO said, we have informed the father about the tragedy. Manisha was staying here in search of a job. We have taken her possession of her mobile and will study call details for further action, he said at that time. A case under relevant sections of Indian Penal Code or the IPC, including 306, abetment of suicide, was registered against the lover, the SHO said. So coming back to this point, see, we do not know in most cases whether the death is actually a suicide or whether someone came into the room and actually killed the girl, and whether this is all being streamed on
Mhm.
dark web. Yeah, back to you,
Yeah,
Shashi.
so so that's yeah, that's one more aspect of the crime that's
Yeah,
happening as a piece because we've seen it happen in SSR, Disha, and so many
yeah,
other cases
yes,
also. So firstly, yeah, to complete my point on that other aspect, okay, means
yeah,
I think
please,
parents at one point of time should means become more of friends because
yeah,
see after a certain age, yeah, even a child will become an adult and they will expect the parents also to behave like adults.
yes, yes,
And the only reason why they try to make friends outside is because they want others to understand
yeah,
what they are trying to think, the same kind of wavelength and all that. So
yeah,
I think it's crucial that yeah, parents should try and become come in that aspect because yeah, one advantage that parents have is okay. they have seen the child grow from a toddler to whatever age that is, and
Yeah.
over a period of time, yeah, see, till the child becomes a parent, yeah, he won't understand what the emotions of a parent will be. He or she
Yeah.
won't understand that. So till that age, at least, yeah, they should be yeah, supporting them in whatever way as such,
Yeah.
and then yeah, trying to make the best of, because yeah, obviously, family support is everything. Okay, that's
Yeah.
the whole point here actually. And coming to
See,
the
here
crime itself,
also, perhaps Shashi,
mhm,
Rash brings out an important point. In many
yeah,
cases, it seems like honor killing also. You know, sometimes the
that is
parents
totally,
are
yeah,
upset,
that is totally.
perhaps if the girl is pregnant, or some nude pictures of hers are floating around.
Yeah, that's a reality to, unfortunately, khap panchayats, as we know in some
Yeah.
states.
Yeah.
They tend to bring all of this that, okay, if the girl marries somebody outside of the caste of their own, then yeah, they will try to, yeah, do that also, just so that the family's honor is yeah, preserved or whatever. I really don't understand how can killing somebody preserve the honor as such. Means then
Yes.
they'll become a murderous family.
Yeah.
So in today's world, see, when the law itself says that, okay, once a person becomes an adult, he's free to take his own decisions.
Yes.
So I think, yeah, means we all have to follow the law of the land. So that's yeah, that's what is the constitution of this country. Not everybody can become like, okay, we will try to uphold only our religion or our family prestige and this and that. And what
Yeah.
is the point actually? So yeah, that's one more thing, and we are covering up. Yeah, that's by saying it's a suicide and this and that and all that. See, I think many a times, lot of in today's world, unfortunately,
Yeah.
corruption has come into everything. Okay,
Yeah.
be it yeah, means all of these criminal cases or yeah. So that's the thing. So that is one reason why a lot many things like these are covered. And one thing which I have known for sure is, see, if suppose I go and lodge a FIR in a police station. Okay, suppose
Yeah.
some robber has entered my house and he has robbed something. So what will happen is the police are bound to close my case at any
Yeah.
cost in a timely fashion. So what will they do? They will say, okay, yeah, sure, what all jewels have been stolen? Please, like, give us a list and this and that, and approximately what was the weight of each of these jewels and all that. And what they will ultimately do is, yeah, they will whatever jewels they will get in their possession, they will just they'll just weigh that one, and they will try to make it exactly the same weight as that of the jewels that I have lost, and they will come and give it to me. So you get this gold liquidated, and then whatever ornaments you want, you can give. But you please sign on this paper so that we can close the case.
Yeah.
So by hook or hook, they want to close the case because they are bound by the law.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so in that such a scenario means where is the thief? Who is that one? Means whether he will not go and steal another from other place. All of that things will be left in the lurch only.
Yeah.
So they are only worried about this one also. And one more case which I got to know was, okay, an old couple. Yeah, they actually went as witnesses to a police station, saying that they have witnessed a murder or something like that. And to cut the long story short, yeah, the police ultimately said, yeah, to the old man, yeah, you only confess that you have done it.
Yeah.
And that old man committed suicide
Mhm.
because they just wanted to catch hold of a culprit.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, so see that duty consciousness is something which I don't know how it can be is brought back now
Yeah.
in these times actually. So maybe there's a way in which, okay, means maybe just taking an oath is not sufficient. Maybe
Yeah.
just trying to, maybe I think they should feel for their countrymen, these
Yeah.
always police officials or
See,
whoever.
Maya gives a very important point. She says, I remember my daughter coming up without playing, and when asked, would say that the girls are more interested in sharing information about how many boys are responding to them on FB, Facebook, rather than playing. So here, one thing I wanted to tell the viewers is that, see, you have these shots even in Facebook and in Twitter. Now, what a lot of these young girls do is that they pose in almost near nudity, to get as many likes as possible. And if you take, for
Mhm,
example, just the case of Bollywood, if you take
mhm,
Janvi or see someone like Malaika, so they go to the
mhm,
gym and come back and they literally wear hardly anything, and the kind of likes
mhm,
they get, that's what they think is attention. But that is very short lived. And when that attention is gone, then what they do is they crave for something more. So they make online relationships. See, and there are so many other things also, Shashi, like for example, dating sites, which are also very big traps. As
Oh, yes.
explained to us by one of the guests who had come, who said that, see, they drug you once they get to know you, then you are trapped forever. And many of them commit suicide.
So yes, I think yeah, one aspect which yeah, see most of the things if they are channelized properly, they could
Yeah,
become positive. So because
yeah,
maybe a dating website could result in a marriage also.
yeah,
But for all of that, you need a confidant, okay? And there is
yes,
no better confidant than a parent, okay?
yeah,
Because ultimately it's the parent who's brought up a kid and all that. So only he or she can means see what is good for you, what is bad for you. So that's
yeah,
the thing which you have to understand. Okay.
yeah,
So let it be whatever. Yeah, means even if you don't get likes and all that. See, ultimately it's only whom you see, whom you talk to on a daily basis in person. They are the ones who actually yeah kind of gratify whatever you're craving for that love and all that is right.
yeah,
So that is what we have to bear in mind.
yeah,
Because as a stranger, yeah, I mean,
mm,
somebody across the continent will see your picture, and if he likes also, maybe for that particular second you will get some kind of a gratification.
yes,
But
yes.
after 5 minutes, you won't even know who has liked your pictures and all. Right? So that's the thing. And coming to Bollywood, Meenaji, I don't know, means Malaika and Janvi, I think they are like mother-daughter stage. So she's close to 50. This girl is only
Yeah,
25.
yeah,
So we can imagine how much. I mean, at least they should behave like different generations.
yeah,
But no, both of them behave as if they're from the same generation.
yeah,
And yeah, means it's looking at okay, freedom of expression.
yeah,
That okay, they are the ones who are empowered and this and that and all that. I think they do all of this on social media, which I don't know means the kind of maturity that they might bring to the table. So yeah, I don't think yeah, means I I want to bring in Bollywood here because
yeah.
there, I think
And
relationships are just like zilch.
very different.
Nothing will be. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
Meera Kumaran is saying, why have teenagers today become such attention seekers? That needs to be addressed, as all this validation they crave for on social media must be because they lack it in their lives. Now, here, something I would like to disagree with you, Shashi, is that, see, these young girls, whether it is Janvi or whether it is Malaika, see, these young girls use them as idols, and they dress like them, you know. So they are setting examples. So it's very important that we teach our children not to look at Bollywood, not to look at them as idols. And
in
the very reason that they want attention is they want to look as good as the stars. That's what they think, So very important point from Meera as well. So, as long as Bollywood doesn't enter the scene, our children are safe. They're busy
Mhm,
with their studies and, planning for their future. But the
mhm,
moment all the zero figure, plastic
mhm,
surgery and silicon
mhm,
implants
mhm,
come in,
mhm.
then we have a big problem.
See, I will see. If we look at the times, maybe 50s, 60s, and all that. See, even Meena Kumari was so beautiful. Madhubala was so
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah,
But towards their ends, see, Madhubala died because of a disease. Okay.
yeah,
So towards the end, it was so means from whatever I've heard, maybe not. I don't belong to any Bollywood family as such, but whoever was seeing her photos during those days, she was totally unrecognizable.
yeah,
Imagine some sickly lady and then pale, very thin and all that.
yeah,
Same with Meena Kumari. She was an alcoholic by the time she passed away.
yes,
And means even if we watch some of her last movies also, she had become like totally aged. She was not even
yeah,
40 when she passed away.
yeah,
But so these are the things which we should be, yeah, means also looking at. See, beauty is not something which will be there with us forever.
yeah,
Okay. So
yeah,
that's the thing. So after 20 years, if you look at Malaika, you might not even want to see, look at the pictures and all that. So that is totally, yeah, down this one. So look at Lataji actually. Lataji, see, if
yeah,
you see, her eyes used to give so much of radiance, even just a few years back also. She was in her
yeah,
80s at that time.
yeah,
Right? So that kind of a radiance is something which is missing. So that is a true beauty, I would say. So
yeah,
that did not come or go with age.
yeah,
But today, no. If you look at them, no, they are only like yeah. See, these days, what I think is, see, Bollywood is a sinking ship. Okay, and then
yeah,
in Hindi, they are saying that okay, दिया जब बुझने को जाता है तो या वो और फड़फड़ाने लगता है. So that's what is happening with Bollywood.
yeah,
So they will try to put everything on Insta. They will try to put everything to gather their attention. They will come in minimal clothes and all that. But what is the use?
Yeah.
People have already known their real colors. They don't
Yes.
project, means even if they want to project that they are very courageous and brave. All of this we have seen how they have behaved in during the entire justice movement. They are gone and become slaves of whatever means enemies India has. So, and those enemies are not so powerful that okay, they will be able to even uh, set this foot in India. But
Yeah.
these people have gone and become their slaves. So, what is the
Yeah.
point? So if you want to become a slave like them and all that, you have the same mindset. And because they say that okay, yeah, means we should promote love and this and that. So what love did they show to their own community? When SSR did, what did he get? Nothing.
Mm.
When he was there struggling just before he died, also they were, means I don't know how many movies did he have.
Yeah.
After Chichore became a hit, he went to Europe and all that. Okay, but while coming back, how many producers met him and signed him for a movie? Nobody,
Yeah.
right?
So
Otherwise,
here
in Jam,
also,
yeah. So
yeah,
that
here
kind of a
also, mm,
industry, yeah.
yeah. Here also, what I'd like to say, Shashi, is that see, I just sometimes, I just watch my, when I'm free, when I sit in the, porch or the balcony, I watch my neighbors' children, and they're all
Hmm.
teenagers. See, what
Hmm.
whenever they have parties, they dress exactly like Ananya Pandey, okay, which means wearing very mini dresses, mini micro mini dresses, and they have the same hairstyle, the same makeup. So, and then what they do is they dance and drink with their boyfriends. The parties are very very sort of what do you say, they are very free with each other, and then there's kissing and everything, and after that, see, the party ends very late, and
Hmm.
some of the girls are so drunk that they can't even walk. The boyfriends have to catch them. Now, see, this is the situation of children today, because either the parents are intelligent and will guide the children properly, or parents are not bothered, what the
Hmm.
children are doing, and let them do whatever they want. The next stage is drugs. After drugs, it is addiction. Then it is going through rehabilitation. After that, half your life is over. This is how our society is moving.
Yeah, means that's the unfortunate bit of energy. But means,
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm wrong in saying this, but yeah, I think this is all happening majorly in the metros. Uh,
yeah,
is what I see. But I don't know. Maybe if we go to maybe some small town or something like that, yeah,
yeah.
maybe it's better off. But
Mm.
that's the thing.
It's
So
very
at
sad.
one point, yeah, at one point of time, I see that okay, there are a lot many people who come to the big metro cities and then they want to set up their career and all that. So
Yeah,
today we see that yeah, means, people travel from yeah, one city to another, and from that another city they want to go abroad on jobs and all that.
yeah,
So that kind of a culture is there. So in such situations, yeah, these yeah, means young professionals who have just started their career, they'll be staying either with a bunch of other same similar kind of background people, and then yeah, but they will have all the freedom.
yeah,
Okay, so that is where they are having all the money. They don't have any responsibility towards their own parents because
yeah,
invariably their parents are also not so old that okay they would have retired or something like that. They will also be still working.
yeah,
So what will they do with the money? They don't have that bent of mind that okay we have to save for the rainy day and all that. So they will just go and splurge whatever they want to do. Unless, yeah, maybe there are some kids who are responsible enough to say that, okay, yeah, after 2 years, I have to go to another foreign country and then do my master's there or something like that.
yeah,
But if at all, yeah, they get into this thing that, okay, yes, it's my money, I can do whatever I want to do with that money. There's nobody who can stop me from doing that and all that. So that is where I think they fall into the trap of what you were saying right now.
yeah,
So, yeah, uh, see, at least people who are staying in hostel and all that, no, means at least there will be some kind of a administrator who will come and check and do that. But
yeah,
after the college life, there are no rules for any of these kids. So it's just that okay, whatever they want to do, they can do, and that is where it all goes wrong.
I think
Yeah.
Savitri has joined us, Shashi. So
Yeah,
welcome,
hello
Savitri.
Meena. Hi
Hi,
Welcome.
Meena.
Savitri.
Yeah, nice topic. But I think there is no hard and fast rule. Each house, some are middle class, some are lower, some are upper middle class. So it's the parents who know their child, be it a boy or girl. Based on that, you have to, because some are extrovert, some are introverts, some tell out, some don't. Yes, it is very difficult. You tell me, I have a 20-year boy, and now since everything is online, you never know what's going on.
Yeah,
Right, and
yeah,
I think at least the girls are little open. They come and talk a lot, but
yeah,
with boys they are little more on the introvert side. So
yeah,
yes, from my this I do keep a watch. At the same time, I'm never too strict
yeah.
and never too lenient, but
Hmm.
it is difficult and very complex.
Yeah. But see, you remember Savitri ji, what happened to Janvi Kukreja? She is a very normal,
Yeah,
very studious girl. See,
yeah,
she did not expect any of this, and look at what
right.
happened.
I know, I
And
know, I
however
know.
careful the parents are. Yeah,
Yeah, that's it's horrible.
yeah,
But that's what, each one has to analyze the situation. And yes, you have to be sometimes strict.
yeah,
You have to be. At the same time, little chot dena chahiye. And thankfully, like my son is okay. He's quite introvert. That's okay. But I have my other friends who are little worried. Their kids are very vibrant and they are very, very intelligent. I mean,
hmm,
so it becomes very difficult.
yeah,
And yes, the Bollywood, I mean, I hope the kids are not at all, thrilled to see them. They all are just plastic surgeries, right?
yeah,
From Rekha, Hema, and all those. Yes,
exactly.
Vahida, Asha Parekh, and all fine. These
Yeah,
people don't idolize them.
hmm,
Forget Malaika and all, even Hema, and like they don't want to age. See, age is
yeah,
something which is a very natural process, Meena. Yes, if I'm 50, I can try to look 40, which is
yeah,
perfectly fine. But if
yeah.
I want to look 25, 30, I'm crazy. No one
Absolutely.
can do that except all
Yeah,
the surgeries. And
yeah,
these all girls know there's too much importance on physical appearance
yeah,
nowadays.
yeah,
Even when nowadays we were clean, like we were taking moisturizer, we were going once in a while to parlor. And
yeah,
but I think the house at like Ajkal it's become more of nuclear. Those days, even the joint family where the grannies were there, they used to keep talk, 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 talk. But it used to irritate. But I
yeah.
think wo bhi chahiye.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's
Mhm,
like every day you see,
mm,
it really think ये भी होता है, वो भी होता है. So indirectly, I do ask, my
mm.
son sometimes this, sometimes he says yes. But yes, it is very difficult. Yeah, I mean now he's 20, it's okay. But I really feel, parents whose kids are between 14 to 20, 22, 23, then I think, they come to know more
Mm.
like hakikat ye hai, but till that now it is very difficult. 17, 18,
Yeah.
how to tell
So,
them no,
yeah.
very, very difficult. I agree, very difficult. You never
See,
know. And
Karthik,
many,
yeah.
yeah, and many a
Karthik,
times it's the good girls and boys who get trapped.
yeah.
The cunning ones get away with it.
Yeah. Karthik makes an important point. He says, even during their heydays, I've never seen these divas being clothed indecently. They would look beautiful in whatever they wore because they were
Yeah,
satisfied with themselves. He's talking about the
right.
olden days, you know.
Yes, that there was something, like see, even in films, all affairs and all, even in 60s, 70s, it was there. But even there, some regulation and kuch wo tha culture.
Yeah.
See, like same Lata ji, she never allowed though she was in the film industry, she never allowed that glamour to
Yeah.
hit her
Exactly.
daily life.
Yeah. Yeah.
She had such a disciplined life every day, 5 o'clock, getting up, doing that, which is not at all. See the even playback singers now when they
Yeah.
come
Yeah.
on the TV, they look so crazy. All of them, right from
Yeah.
that Shilpa to all
Yeah.
this, they look like
Absolutely.
blank of jokers.
Yeah.
I just hope the kids stay away, and it is the parents. You
In
have
fact,
to work a
Savitri,
lot.
it is those very shows that encourage children to
Yes.
follow actors,
Yes,
and to
yes.
behave
That's
like
what
them.
I'm telling you. Yeah, it's the parents. See, in my case, okay, my son is quite introvert. He was never into all this. In fact,
Yeah,
sometimes I push him. But sometimes, if you have your kids who are very vibrant, who love all this, there you have to keep a tab. You
yeah,
never know. That's why each parents have to work out their own homework and move on with it.
yeah,
Yes, they have to. And the mummies, they have to do little more,
Also,
homework.
see, you have to be, the children themselves have to be very careful. See, for example, if they are at a party, and somebody is getting them drinks, you don't know what is
Yeah,
going into the drinks.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's
I
very
know.
important to tell them that, see, please take the drink from the bottle, yourself.
I
All these
know
things have to
you.
do.
Yes, so many. I still believe. I mean, my son had for 1 week college. Kitna I was doing this, that, take this extra. I remember how I used to go. My parents used to hardly even look. We used to just go and come. But
Yeah,
now, because you never know, no, what is happening, how people are there. You never know who is trapping you.
yeah,
Yes, I know. It is very difficult. Very difficult. Even I am under. I mean, I mean, till 25, 26, you have that problem, I think. If the kids mature on their own, the parents are, very lucky.
lucky. Mm.
Sometimes the kids rebel a lot. I've seen some of my, friends. They are having a hard time. I live in a society. It's quite Thana middle class, but there are girls, who wear small, small. The mummies are saying they are not listening, so they tell them wear it. It's okay, so that get over it. What do you do? What do you do?
Mm.
What do you do? How much can you shout when it
See,
is 18,
Maya is
19-year
saying,
old?
yeah, Maya is saying, even at the cost of irritating them, parents have to be strict and kids may rebel. But if we persist,
Yes.
kids will realize there is
Yeah.
a check on them. And later on, when they get
Yeah.
married, they realize the importance of discipline.
Yeah.
Very well said.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You have to be strict. It's okay,
Mm.
they may feel bad, but somewhere you feel no, cut it, cut the
Yeah,
cord, take a scissor and cut it. नहीं जाना
yeah,
है तो नहीं जाना है. That's even I'm clear. If I don't know the friends he is going, I don't allow. No
yeah,
means no. Yes, they feel bad 1 2 days. That's okay, and even they have to face failure somewhere.
yeah.
Every time you will not get no what you want.
See, also
Okay.
Savitri and Shashi. See, there's a lot of comparison also. See, if a child is
Yeah.
richer than the other one, then the competition is also there. Forcing
Yeah.
the parents to tell them to buy those things for them. And
Yeah.
what happens is
Yeah.
the stress. If you
Yeah.
sort of don't buy it for them, then they go into depression. Then they'll find other ways to make money. So
Here
totally.
I would like to say, like, by the time your child reaches 17, 18, I think the parents should educate the child little bit about their finance. See,
Yes.
this is the thing, this we can do, this we cannot.
Yeah.
Just because your friend is doing this or your friend is not doing this, I think the child has to be educated.
Mm.
ऐसा नहीं कि सब कुछ ऐसे ही पढ़ा है. This is our
Yeah.
hard earned money. I have done that from my way, little
Yeah.
way. That parents have to. Maybe the child will feel bad, but it's
Yeah.
okay. It's never. It's not a curse to be a low middle class or middle class. You can't afford. You can't afford. No
Yeah.
big deal.
Absolutely. Yeah.
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 Yeah, yeah. So my take on that is, yeah, see, today I can understand why my father or my mother used to behave in such a way during our childhood days.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, so we will expect that same maturity will come to our kids whenever they reach that particular age. So, yeah,
Absolutely.
that
Yeah.
there are things I is exactly pointing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what, how we live also at home, that also depends. Now, in many a
True.
cases, the parents are roaming around the whole day, this party, that the females are going. I mean, the mummies, they're going, then what the child will do? The child will
Do.
also do that only. So,
Yeah.
somewhere you have to set an example. Yes,
Yeah.
it's all mixed together.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Leading by example is, yes, you are perfectly right, Savitri.
So thank you so much, both
Thank
of
you.
you, Shashi
Yeah, nice
and
session,
Savitri.
nice session.
Yeah, for the wonderful session. And
Yeah, you know
the
what?
next,
I just
hmm,
wanted, yeah, just
yeah,
a small thing. This
yes.
Dipti Spinati. I mean, if you can ask, I mean, I'm so amazed about Sushant. Now, I just think Prabodh Mahajan was somewhere 20 years back. That time, Sushant would have been 15. How come this guy has done so much research?
A lot of the things were narrated to him by close people.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
what. Yeah,
Some people
it's
opened up and they would
really.
talk. Yeah, yeah.
I know. My
Hmm.
God, I feel
Yeah,
so
but
bad
yeah,
for that
So, in
guy.
fact, friends and viewers, we are starting sessions in Hindi. So, on Sushant's diary, so that it reaches far more people. And
Yeah.
the more it reaches, the more people get educated on exactly how the Bollywood functions and how dirty it is and how it should be cleansed.
And Meena, hats off to you and Jaydev, and take care
Yeah,
of
thank you.
yourself.
Thank you so much, both
Bye.
of you.
Yeah, bye
Yeah,
bye.
both of you.
Yeah, yeah,
Good
bye
night.
bye. Nice
thank
having
you.
Good
you.
night.
Bye.
Good
Good
night.
night. Good night, Shashi.
Good night,
Good
Shashi.
night.